So what we're going to be doing in this video is using these NURB circles as controllers for our rig. So let's go show and turn off joints for a second, which is here, just so you can see that. Now they look like they're floating around it, but they're just attached to those hidden joints. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up our uh, ball from our last project. And here's something else I want you to notice is notice that the joints here, I'm going to go ahead and hit channel editor, and if you're having trouble finding all this stuff, go to Maya Classic and you can click between these. They didn't default back to that point 2, right? So I can change this back to point 2 here, or we can do that nifty trick where we make them all point 2 by using some programming. So select that center joint, and remember I pressed 4 to go back to wireframe mode, and then just inside of here type select dash high and hit enter, and then just make them all point 2, point 3. We're going to be hiding them later anyway. Now go ahead and do show and then turn off polygon. So now all we're looking at is that joint chain that we created. So we're going to go step by step on this. We're going to go to create, NURBS curves, NURBS primitives rather, and then we're going to go to circle, and we're going to go, I'm going to hold down the left mouse button and scroll through all the X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to type 0.5 because we really don't need it that large of a circle. And then I want to make these 1 again, so I'm going to go to modify, freeze transformation. So that cleared that out. Edit, delete by type. Not delete all by type, but delete by type. That means just the circle history. And then I'm going to go to Control D as in duck, or you can go to Edit and click on Duplicate. And with Move selected, I'm going to move this up. Now the way I know, like if I hold spacebar here, let's go ahead and show polygons here too. Turn that off for a second. That I can line this up perfectly with this is if I hold V as in Victor, or a van, and I move this, notice it's snapped to the center of this guy. But also notice off to the side here, we need to freeze these transforms, so modify freeze transformation. I'm going to do that one more time, Control D, hold V, snap. I need to freeze transformation. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is select this top curve, then I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to select that top joint, so you get something that looks like that. I'm going to change from modeling down to rigging, and you'll find constraints here. Let's go ahead and click constraints, and then where it says point here, we're going to click this options box. We want to use the position of this circle when we move this around. So we're going to select maintain offset, apply. And what that allows us to do is now when I move this circle, the joint will follow it. The next thing I want to do is we'll just go down our stack. So let's select our next one. And this could sometimes get in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Q or click on my arrow here, hold shift, hit apply, select my next one, hold shift, hit apply. Now they all move whenever I select the circle, the NURB circle. What we'd like to do is if we select this top circle, or I'm sorry, rather this middle circle, we would like the top two to follow it. See how it only moves that center? Because we want this to be our master root controller. So what I'm going to do is hold, select this top circle. Let's go ahead and hide the polygons for a second. I'm going to hold shift, and then I'm going to press the P key on the keyboard to parent it. Let's select this bottom circle, hold shift, select that middle circle, hit P to parent it. And now, when I move this, let's go ahead and hit 5, you can see it moves the whole thing, and then these guys can move independently to squash and stretch. There's going to be times though when I hit E and I want to rotate this, and I want the top of the sphere to give it a little bit more personality to rotate as well. So imagine it looks something like this. You know, give it a little bit of personality. The other constraint we want to use to do that is constrain orient. But for now, let's go ahead and turn off our polygons. So select that top one, hold shift, select that top circle, go to constraint. And under orient, we want to make sure maintain offset is also checked on. Hit apply. Next one, apply, and then the next one, apply. So let's go ahead and test out our rig. So let's show polygons here. If I select this middle circle, actually let's turn off joints, make it a little bit cleaner. And I rotate it, now you can see my circle sphere rotates. And if I rotate this, this can also rotate. Now, what we can do is what we want to do is like we want to be able to control the amount of bounce depending on where it's at. And notice that this locator is off. A good way of doing this is if you hold W down and you left click, you can go up to component mode and notice that it follows the directions of your components. So let's go ahead and select this middle one here and zero out our rotation. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this. And in the next video, we're going to start doing an awesome bouncing ball.